All right, we got the inspired part. Now let's get to work.
What's good, two shoes, everybody? We right back with another one. We get into it, I want to let y'all know about two, buddy. Uh, there's a link in the bio, man. Y'all definitely want to go ahead, hit that link and install them because trust me, they've been helping us with our YouTube growth, whether it's views, whether it's subscribers, everything. They've been helping us so much. Trust me, you want to hit that link and install. 30% off, I believe. Trust me, I can't even say much about it because when you get to it, you're gonna be like, he undersold this. So go ahead, hit that link. Trust me. But we're gonna get right into this video. Rob was trying to tell me about Meta World Peace and on the Max Kellerman show. So let's see.
Meta, like Ben Simmons was terrible. We'll start with him. We got to also get to Doc Rivers. I mean, can Simmons even? Like, he's got to get out of Philly, right? Like they got to move him now, right, Meta?
I wouldn't move Simmons if I was anybody. If you're smart, I wouldn't move Simmons. You got to think about it. Simmons is going to be 25 next year. Right now, he's 24. He had a horrible playoffs. We know that, but a lot of people have. The thing with Simmons is they were the number one team in the East. Now, granted, if the Nets were healthy, they would not have been number one. They'd be number two. So that's something to build on. I don't think you panic and get rid of Simmons, but you definitely you take him in the room and chew his ass out for sure. Take him in the room and chew his ass out for sure, and then you build him back up. But you got to break his ass down. Pardon my language. You got to break him down. Tell him
Meta,
that's
but like I
unacceptable.
agree. No, I agree. If there was a dude like if you could trade him to a team with Kobe Bryant on it, right? Something like that. Hey, get me the ball, and you're coming to the gym with me at 5 in the morning, even when you think you have plans or you went out the night before. Like that's great. But he's gotta be in a place with a teammate or a coach who can get between his ears. Meta, it's
I,
psychotic. Shoot the ball, Ben. The summer league a
I,
couple years ago, he's taking shots. He refuses to shoot. Shaq said on TV he would knock him out if he was his teammate.
I know. I did hear that when Shaq said that on TV. I just look at it from a different perspective. Because when you're coaching, you run across so many different personalities. You see what I'm saying? So Ben is one of those personalities. Yeah, you got to shoot the ball. And listen, Ben, it's gonna be uncomfortable. You might even get fouled, and you might go to the free throw line. But guess what? It's gonna build character for you. You see what I'm saying? Like he needs to take risk, and he needs to be supported the whole way through. I would never get rid of him because he's a superstar. He had a really bad series. Who didn't? You know, he had a really bad series, but he's a superstar, and I think he has a lot of upside. He can only go up from here. I know
All
Embiid.
right,
If I was
this is
Embiid,
one of the reasons I love talking. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead,
yeah.
Embiid.
No, I say if I was Embiid, I'd be pissed. I was a very intense player, and Chuck Person and used to tell me all the time, everybody can't be as intense as you. Everybody don't work hard as you. So stop holding everybody accountable. I get it. But if I was Embiid, I'd be pissed. But if I'm the Sixers, I'm saying, I mean, this kid is a superstar, and I think he'd be a champion. But he played very, very bad for sure.
See, this is meta. This is why Meta World Peace is so interesting. Sorry, Meta Stanford Artest. I mean, this dude changes names every 2 weeks. I can't keep up. Meta Stanford Artest. This is why I love talking to you. You think different. Everyone is talking about he's got to leave Philly. That's how I felt. Can't be fixed in Philly. You're like, no. And it makes some sense. Don't trade him while his value is this low anyway. But
I think that's the biggest thing I took from this. Uh, that's the biggest point I see from like the other side. Don't trade him while his value's low. Look at him like a stock. His value's low as
Uh,
shit right now. Don't trade him right now. That makes
I agree.
sense.
I agree with that statement. And if you do, you gotta trade him out west because he can come back and bite you.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
the thing is, he's using Meta's Sanford Artest. I want to make sure I say it correctly. Um, he called him a superstar multiple times. He called Ben Simmons a superstar. And like I just told you, man, is he working on his game in the offseason? Because I just asked you, what did he come in this league doing? Good. Going to the basket and playmaking.
In
Defense,
defense.
his defense got better. I will say that. His
Hmm.
defense did get better. But he's been in the league for 4 or 5 years now, right?
Yeah.
What but you're not shooting. You're not taking the jump shot. And I think also, I don't know if Meta Sanford Artest. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. I don't think he's ever played in a town like Philly, where it's already
Played in LA,
you act
dog.
like, yeah, but it's not. Trying to tell you it's not the same thing. And the reason why is because Philly fans are already football fans first.
Okay.
Basketball is second. You could argue basketball is first in LA. You feel me? But when you got a fan base who already see you as a secondary sport, but you're supposed to be the superstar on the team next to the other superstar in Embiid, and you're not working, you're not taking the jump shot, those fans are brutal. They are brutal. I get what he's saying with break him down and build him up, and I get what you're saying
I like
by
that too.
don't trade him while his thing is so low. I don't know if he's built the way that you can break him down. He might just stay down with Philly. Like we just saw, like for example, not the same comparison, but Carson Wentz. It was like it was just something between the ears that just was not right with Philly for him. And the fans are unforgiving with that, bro. They don't forgive. You really have to win a championship for them to forgive you.
I see
I
what you're
don't
saying.
know.
I see what you're saying.
He it's not on nobody else to fix Ben Simmons besides Ben Simmons. That's all I feel like. It's on him. He has to start shooting. Make or miss the shot. Shoot it. Bro, we've just seen we see KD airball at the last shot. Mind you, he did play like 53 minutes, tired, dropped 48 points, and he airballed. Nobody holds it against him. Why? Because he took the shot. He dropped the points. He played like a superstar in that game. The thing is with Ben Simmons, he's not playing like a superstar. Taking 5 shots in a game is not playing like a superstar. Going, what did he take? I think he went 3 for 3 in the fourth quarter. In 7 games, though, only took 3 shots. He made all of them in the play in the fourth quarter. But it's only 3 shots out of 7 games. There's something wrong. There's something wrong there. And only he can fix that. That's not on the coach. That's not on Doc. If Doc can't get it fixed with him, y'all gotta get rid of him. I understand why you don't want to get rid of him while his stock is low. Where are you going to wait? You going to wait till middle of the year before the trade deadline next year, and then trade him at that point? Know what you're saying?
I think so. He should have way more value by then.
He's still not
Even if it's just like a
shooting
little
jump
bit.
shots. If he's still not shooting jump shots, I don't see how his value goes up. I don't see how it goes up. And I understand it's low right now just because of the timing. We're fresh off the playoffs, off his playoff run. Excuse me. I think if we see him stay in Philly this offseason, not work on his jump shot, not take a jump shot next season, I feel like his trade value don't really go up. It's just forgotten how low it was. Somebody just paid higher. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean it went up. It just means they paid higher.
That still
Or
benefits Philly.
or you legit like a piece away and all you need him to do is play defense.
How about this? We were talking about all those teams that needed point guards earlier. I don't know how much Ben Simmons is getting paid right now, but you think any of those teams will be able to get him?
He's getting paid like a superstar. Uh
LA needs a point guard. Boston needs a point guard.
he should not go to LA. It would not work. Just won't work.
They
It
already don't
won't
have
work.
shooting. They need more shooting.
Exactly. And then you're gonna crowd up the paint with AD, LeBron, and Ben Simmons. And I know I could put Ben Simmons on the foul line at the end of the game. And Bron isn't the greatest free throw shooter. Come on now. Like no, he should not go to the Lakers. All right, go ahead.
But I want to move on to Doc because Simmons catching the heat. Meta. Doc has one championship to his name. I love Doc Rivers. I loved him when he was the point guard on the Knicks, right? Love Doc Rivers. Bump into him at the game. He wants to talk the fights a little bit. Like, love Doc Rivers. But his championship came. He had a big three. There was no other big three in the NBA at that time. And since then, so you're supposed to win a championship. He did it. He did it. Like, no taking credit. You're supposed to do that. At least one. And he got one. And then since then, lots of collapses in the playoffs. Goes to rotation 10 deep in a game 7.
That's interesting.
You know what
point.
I mean? Like no adjustments or bad adjustments. Even the ATOs are not working. They're having a problem with everything. And yet Simmons is almost absorbing some of the heat that should be going to Doc. What do you say to that?
You got you got a point, because it takes 2 to tango. 12 on a team with a coach. So maybe it's not all Simmons, because Simmons is getting a lot of heat. Sometimes you always see in situations where a player thrives under a different coach. Now I'm not saying that's the case here, but he is the point guard, Doc is the coach. So maybe the two don't mix. I don't really know. But I mean, Doc does have a history with his teams of, kind of giving up leads and different things like that. I don't really know the reason. I don't want to really get into like bashing Doc Rivers, but Doc had a long.
I don't either, Meta, but it's my job, kinda. I kind of gotta do it if I see.
No, not me. No, but I was saying like.
Yeah, right. You're not getting paid to bash Doc Rivers. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a coaching job. I'm not bashing anybody, but
right.
But I think like with Doc, he had a long head coaching career. I mean, one of the longest we've ever seen, right? With head coaches, job after job after job. So maybe he got a little bit tired. I think he's he's well respected, been president and a coach at the same time. I mean, I think you would probably have to hear more from him if he even wanted to go that deep. But I can't really dig in to his, the lapses that everyone has been talking about on Instagram and on social media, because when Doc is coaching, I'm not really looking at, the leads that he's giving up in a series or a game. Maybe I'll look more into it and just, but I think, it's not easy to win. And, I'm hearing a lot of different mixed stories about Doc. Like some players love playing for him because I heard his practices easy and stuff, different things like that. But yeah, I know I don't really want to get into anything and say the wrong things where,
No, I hear you, Meta, but
Doc.
some like it, just because you were once a great coach or once a great player doesn't mean you're always going to be a great coach or a great player. You got to earn that every day. You got to re-earn it every day. So some dudes are past their prime even as a coach.
Well, as a coach, like even right now, I'm trying to get a head coaching job, right? And some people are saying like, it's impossible. Like how? Well, and I tell people like, how is it impossible for me to learn the triangle in 1 year of Phil Jackson offense, which Hall of Famers didn't even learn?
Yeah.
People couldn't even put the concept together. I learned it in 1 year, and I think head coaching is ultimate privilege. You know what I'm saying? And Doc did a great job at it for years, and obviously there's more coaches coming up. People would say I don't have experience, but that's not true. I coached the G League. I coach a lot. I'm coaching now. You know what I'm saying? And I think, coaching is not easy. You win, you lose, and teams make decisions. And, I wish nothing but the best for Doc and, everybody else who's trying to, get head coaching jobs. It's not easy because you got to think about it also.
All right. I don't want you to, I'm not asking you. Yeah, I'm not asking you to badmouth anyone, Meta. I'm just curious about your opinion about it, because to me, I'm sitting there going, everyone's talking about Ben Simmons. But, Doc, I'll tell you someone else other than Ben and Doc. They're taking the heat off Tobias Harris. $140 million, and when they need you most, where'd you go?
Listen,
This real quick. Let me go grab my
I
charger.
get what you're saying. So, where would you rank Tobias Harris, Max, in terms of his greatness? Is he a top 3 player? On a team, is he a part of a big 3? Is he a big 4? Is he a big 5? Is he a 6th man? Is he a 7th man? Well, I'm interested to know from you. What do you think he is?
Once upon a time, before he got his big money, him, Jay Crowder, like they were on my all underrated, like just grab this dude, he can play type team. But then when he got some burn, his numbers started looking better than he really was. He's one of these dudes. By the way, on offense, sometimes you were like this too. There's some dudes who think they shoot a little better than they actually shoot, right? And you gotta take them back just a little. But the difference between him and you is sometimes you could get carried away as a player when you were young shooting, but when the chips were on the line, I was like, nah, Ron Artest can be okay with the chips on the line.
Yeah. No, for sure. I mean, if you look at every time I was in the playoffs, I was the go-to guy, with the exception of playing with Kobe.
Right.
You know, even when I was with Yao Ming, you look at the series with my brother Yao and the Lakers, the ball was going through me, and you know, so it's different. It's not the same.
The ball was going through you in Game 7 with Kobe on the floor.
I'm just saying it's different. You can't really, as I'm saying, you can't. A lot of people make a mistake and compare me. I'm not trying to say I'm better than anyone. Like, no disrespect to my brother Tobias. I'm just saying sometimes I get compared to people that I personally feel I shouldn't be compared to, only because, you know, when you look at every team I was on, from Indiana, we had Reggie and Jermaine, and ball was going through me a lot. Sacramento, Houston, we had T-Mac and Yao. You know, I was definitely a focal point. But I'm just saying, like, with Tobias, I feel like his $140 million is well deserved because the players are getting paid so much money now, and I love that. But you can't compare his $140 million to like Latrell's primed $8 million a year, whatever the case may be, right? Because the players that are the fifth option, the sixth option, they're getting $100 million. They're getting $200 million.
Okay, I hear. No, listen, Meta, I get with inflation. What I'm pointing out, some dudes have the heart for the big moment. You were one of those guys who had the heart for the big moment, right? Not everyone is built that way.
There's a lot to say in that video. Look, I don't put too much on Doc Rivers. This team was going to be a hard team to coach no matter what because of Ben Simmons not shooting and Joel Embiid being so big. So in any given play, your point guard and your center is in the paint together. So you got to figure that out, right? Yep. And then you don't want your 7-footer just shooting threes the whole time. Unless he's Porzingis, and even then you don't want that. You don't want that. I don't put this on Doc Rivers at all. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like it's just his first year there, and I think it just takes time to figure this situation out.
I have a question for you.
Yeah,
it's another fit question because we're talking about. So, I heard this trade idea, and how do you think about this? D'Lo, and obviously this wouldn't be straight up, but D'Angelo Russell for Ben Simmons. Getting Ben Simmons on Minnesota. Karl Anthony Towns is a little bit more of a shooter than Joel Embiid is. He can stretch the floor better than Joel Embiid. A little bit younger of a center too. You don't like it? Why don't you like it?
I'm doing this. I don't want my 7-footer out at the 3.
It's Karl Anthony Towns, though.
Karl Anthony Towns is an athletic center, a freakishly good athletic center who can hit the 3. Doesn't mean he should be shooting the 3 and sitting at the 3.
I don't think he should be sitting at the 3, but I'm just saying you probably can mix it up a little bit more. All right, I just want to see what you thought of it. So you don't like it?
I don't see it. Yeah, I don't see it. It doesn't fit well. And Minnesota hasn't been good in a while, so I guess if you just want them to continue not doing good, then yeah, it'll fit great.
Okay.
I think Karl Anthony Towns and D'Angelo Russell like playing with each other. They just haven't got a lot of playing time with each other.
Yeah, I get that they like playing with each other. I'm talking from an organizational standpoint.
I don't know if they look. Here's my thing about Minnesota though. Like we don't even know if those two are good together because of how much time both of them missed this past season.
That's a good point.
For all we know, they could have been in the play-in tournament or they could have been right there. They just missed so much time. Like Karl Anthony Towns, he went through a lot, so he missed a lot of time this year. I think D'Angelo Russell was hurt at one point, so I don't like it. And then to get back on topic to Tobias Harris, he's right about him getting paid. If he all I'm saying for Tobias Harris, all he had to do was average around 20 to 23 points this series, and I would be okay with it. because he's going to play better with Doc Rivers. But nobody looks at Tobias Harris and is like, oh yeah, you're the 2 on this team. We all said that about Simmons. And when it came to the playoffs, to me, Tobias Harris was supposed to play like a 2 or a 3, like a low end 2 or a 3. And you're asking for so much at that point because one person is just not showing up, and it's Ben Simmons. At the end of the day, bro. Like at the end of the day, it's just that.
Yeah, I agree,
bro. And the thing is, people want it'd be one thing if Doc Rivers said, "Man, you're only gonna take 5 shots this game, because you're gonna do them all at the basket. You're only gonna take 4 shots this game. You're only gonna take 5 shots." It'd be one thing if Doc Rivers said that, but I don't know if Doc Rivers would say Ben Simmons only take 4 or 5 shots. I think that's Ben Simmons. I think that's him not taking those shots, not going at the basket. I think that's him. I don't think that's Doc. I don't
You
know.
think Doc should have probably like what? You think Doc should have like just pulled this nigga after like game 2 and just been like, "Yo, bro, I'm gonna bench you."
Either that or you're coming off the bench. Something has to happen, bro. Like you put it like this, and he went back to Doc Rivers' track record. When Rondo was playing, when Rondo was playing as a Doc Rivers point guard, he was a setup piece for all the other people. Paul Pierce's, the Ray Allen's, the KG's. But Rondo still took shots. There was very few games that Rondo only took 5 shots. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but his 3 developed throughout. He wasn't a good 3-point shooter when he was with Boston. His 3 developed throughout his career. They just got better and better every year.
I don't talk about the 3. I'm not talking about the 3 though.
We're talking about shooting.
I'm talking about no. When I talk about shooting, yeah, I understand shooting when it comes to Ben, but we're talking about being aggressive in general. He only took 5 shots. That's also just going to the basket and going.
Yeah,
He only took 5 field goals. Yeah, 5 field goals. 4 field goals, 5 field goals every once in a while. Dog, like you said, drop your shoulder and go. There's a second piece on his team. Play like it. That's like saying Shaq and Kobe. Kobe's only going to take 5 shots. And Shaq's going to get his 20 shots. You're going to look at him like, yeah, Shaq, but Kobe, you still got to do something.
They said Kylie, I'm going to wrap it up with this. They said Kylie Jenner sold Ben Simmons high and bought Devin Booker low.
Look, bro, get out them Hollywood. Get out of Hollywood, man. Bro, it's not good for you. You're not Kobe. And what I mean by that is Kobe could go live in LA and go to work. And go to work at 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, and go shoot. Go to man and go practice.
You know about the famous the story about him taking Brandy to prom or some shit like that? Yeah. And he had her at his house watching like film.
Yeah.
So she's ended up leaving because it was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. But you know what?
And he was like, what would have been 18? Yeah, just watching film. Think about that. Had one of the baddest girls of the 90s in his house, and he's just watching film with her. Nobody's asking him to have that level of dedication. Because that's at the end of the day, we can say we love Kobe and shit. That's like a psychotic level of dedication to what you love. Honestly, let's think about it. Honestly, the way Kobe and Michael approach the game is kind of psychotic, and nobody's ever going to ask anybody to have that type of mentality towards the game. What people will not accept is mediocrity, not trying at all,
not getting better. Not getting better. Just get better. Like, and that's all I mean. Like, bro, you can throw LeBron in that category because I don't care how much you're making. Putting $1 million, $2 million in your body a year, that's a lot.
That's why he's carried on this long.
So what?
That's why he's been at such a high level for such a long pace. He takes care of his body.
Thank you. Exactly. But he's also in the gym. LeBron didn't start out as a great shooter. He wasn't afraid to shoot. It's something Ben Simmons needs to spend money this off season. Sit with a sports psychologist, figure out that, then figure out a shot doctor, figure that out, and then just do that this off season. Nothing else. Take 10,000 free throws and 10,000 threes. That's all you should be doing this off season, bro. That's all. I promise you. It'll make you so much better. Do those 2 or 3 things. Don't focus on defense. You're an elite defender. Do not focus on finishing. We know that you can finish. Playmaking.
You know what he should do?
That's your teammates.
You know what he should do? He should do everything you said, and he should be. You know how the players they in the summer they just go to like LA Fitnesses or gyms and link up and just have runs with each other. He should go to those runs and be like, I'm not taking anything to the basket. I'm only taking threes. I'm only taking threes this whole time. I don't give a fuck. I'm only taking threes. That's what he should do.
If somebody's not open, I'm shooting.
Yeah.
If y'all don't like it, I'll sit in a corner and shoot. But I'm shooting.
Yeah, just work on
it.
For
real. And not only that, bro, not only 10,000 threes, bro, do 10,000 in the mid-range. Just different parts of the mid-range. Because that's my biggest thing. The elevation that Devin Booker hits on that game, not game-winning shot, but one close to it in the last night's game.
Yeah, I got you. Sorry.
That elevation,
yeah.
Ben Simmons he is athletic enough to get that elevation. That means nobody can guard you. Nobody can guard that shot. So get that out of your head off rip. Nobody can guard your shot at 6'11", and the fact that you can elevate as high as you can. No one can guard your shot. There's very few people who can guard your shot. So it's all on you. It's all you. You need to figure that out.
I forget which NBA retired player said it, but they said they think he's shooting with the wrong hand.
Yeah, somebody did say he's going to switch from left to right, which makes perfect sense because I'm a left-handed writer, and I do everything else with my right. I legit write with my left. I eat food with my left, but throwing the football, right. Shooting, right. Everything else is right. You just gotta switch it up sometimes. Same thing, bro. I realized as a kid I wasn't accurate with my left when it comes to sports. I went to my right. It was a simple switch when I was a kid. But when you're a kid, it's an easy switch. You're an adult, you need to figure it out.
Yeah. It's tough. It's tough out here. But you got anything else before I wrap up?
Just take my advice, bro. Just take my advice. I promise you. Nobody. One last thing. Nobody's being hard on Ben Simmons because they just hate Ben Simmons. We are hard on Ben Simmons because we saw what you could be. We know what you can be, and you're not doing shit to prove us that that's what you're going to be. That's why we're hard. That's why we're hard on you.
Yeah.
Simply. That's the only reason. And if you don't want to be that, cool. But don't be surprised when that paycheck starts going down. Because after this contract, you won't be paid like a superstar.
Yeah.
If you don't continue. So leave it on.
All right. So thank y'all once again for checking out the video. Make sure you like and subscribe down below. Also, make sure you check us out on social media. We're on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Also, go check out inspiredbyambitionpro.com. We can find these dope black hoodies that me and Darren are wearing. Go check that out. And lastly, peace then. I already said everything. Peace out.
Peace. Y'all stay up.
From small to triple XL. All inspired by ambition gear at inspiredbyambitionpro.com. That's www.inspiredbyambitionpro.com.